Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Well, off the heels of 2 American tracks here, we are at another American track in Kansas Speedway, this time taking on an oval. It's Friday night, so you know exactly what that means. It is the special stage INDYCAR series here on Racer Nexus. The special stage, boys, man. They have been looking forward to this INDYCAR week for some time now. It's their first time to attack an oval. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mac Nelson. I'll be your lone voice here in the booth tonight for our special event. We've got 2 20-minute heats. You know how it goes. It's very, very common in the special stage to run these twin 20-minute heat setups. And that's what we're doing here tonight. It's week number 3. We're in America for the first 3. Then we head across into the lands of Japan, taking on Okayama. Next week, it'll be the full circuit, I believe. The full, GP circuit. So very, very fun. Very excited to see that. I'm very intrigued. I don't know how those Indy cars are going to race on that surface. We will find out in 1 week's time. Before tonight, we have got a nice, cool night of racing. 66 degrees out there. Track temperature going to be 68. So the asphalt, the racing surface of Kansas Speedway is going to be very, very grippy tonight. 35% humidity. Moving up to 36, actually. A little bit of a track temperature change as well. So that's something to note. It's not going to matter very much at all. This is a very, very cool track here tonight. So, like I said, it's going to be very, very grippy. Before we get started here, I just want to say, I know how things are in the Mid-South, the Midwest, and the Southeast right now. With all this ice and snow that's coming, I am in the path of it as well. Luckily, has not started to get too bad here yet. But we all know the one bad thing about sim racing is the fact that it is online. So internet connections might be a little shoddy here tonight. If it is, I apologize. I'm sure some of your guys's, if you are in that Mid-South, Southeast area, you're going to have problems as well. But while I've got you, we're going to have fun here on the special stage INDYCAR Friday series. Let's go over your starting grid for heat race number 1 here tonight. P1 is going to be Matt Schlosser with P2 James Watson. Row number 2 is going to be Josh Heege and Steven Thompson. P5 is Philip Scott. P6, Victor Aldrich. P7, Alex Zekas. P8, Travis Fleming. In the black and pink, I like that. Row number 5, Nie Camargo and Kenneth Jones. Row 6, Kevin Fletcher. Gary Clark Jr. and the lone man in row number 7, John Healy. He will be P13 in the 93 INDYCAR. I'm excited to get this one going, man. It's been one that I've had circled on my calendar ever since I've seen the schedule. I'm very, very interested to see how these cars get along with each other on a little bit of a narrower oval. Tighter corners, higher banking. I think it's going to be a really, really fun experience. Hopefully you guys agree. Lights are out on the pace car, so you know what that means. Short, sweet, and to the point. You don't get any more wheel-to-wheel action in 1 hour's time than in the special stage. Remember that. Matt Schlosser, the boss man. He's got a full plate here tonight. He's going to release these Indy cars as we are green here at Iowa. James Watson not giving an inch on that opening lap. Bad little view to go into right out of the crank it up. That one was loud, I apologize, but they are side by side, Matt Schlosser and James Watson. 20-minute heats here. It's only gonna take them about 25 seconds to run a lap. So we're going to be able to see a lot of laps here. As they're heading down the backstretch now, it's going to be 3 wide for P3. That's Alex Zekas, Victor Aldrich, Josh Heege. They're all getting active here early. Josh Heege favoring that inside line. It's the safer, more conservative route. Meanwhile, you have the likes of Alex Zekas, Victor Aldrich, who is up here. You see on board with Victor Aldrich, part of Team Watson Racing, keeping it in 5th gear. Around here, that's going to be a very common scene. 3 wide, almost 4 wide there in the back. Mie Camargo, who's also choosing to be very, very cautious with how he approaches this. I just see you get a good look of the number 59. Repping those Brazilian colors as well. Always trying to get a little bit of homage paid to that home country. E.A. Camargo could use a big week here after debuting a week late here in the IndyCar series. Victor Aldrich making moves. He is now ahead of Josh Heege. Victor Aldrich, unfortunately, going to be a victim of a 3 wide scenario. He's got to back off it at least for a little bit. But Travis Fleming is not necessarily agreeing with that. He's looking to get active now on the 49. That's Alex Zekas. 3 wide as well. They're almost going to make it 4 wide. You know James Watson is not afraid to get his elbows out. Part of Team Watson Racing, of course. There in that number 39, Matt Schlosser, however, the boss man, doing his best to keep these Indy cars at bay, keep them on the defense. As you see, he's also keeping it in 5th for the most part around turn number 4 they go. They will be starting lap number 9 here. And we've only got 16 minutes left. These guys are going to make a whole lot of laps in a little amount of time. Matt Schlosser, part of that Interstellar SRV team. Commissioner of the league here. He does his best to race fairly and race clean. He just also happens to be a freaking wheelman. Running every series, and that's going to be a huge wreck. Victor Aldrich, Gary Clark Jr. are going to suffer very, very bad accidents. We'll go back and take a look. This is John Healy. As we're coming into turn number 1, yeah, he's just going to wheel clip Victor Aldrich there, and that's a very, very rough time. Absolutely no window to react to that. Once it happens, it has just happened. There's really no way to go about it. We continue. No yellows here. In the special stage, you're getting an hour of jam-packed wheel-to-wheel racing here on the special stage. That's what they offer. That's what they deliver. You've only got an hour to sit down, to relax on a Friday night. It's going to be best spent watching the IndyCars here in the special stage, wheel-to-wheel. Now that's Alex Zekas and Matt Schlosser. Alex Zekas, our Oceanic driver. Our only Oceanic driver here in the IndyCar series. Looking to butt up against a 95% American grid. As Matt Schlosser, he's got a whole lot of war that he's got to keep behind him. He wants zero part of that, and you can tell it. Matt Schlosser doing all he can to stay away from all of this drama happening. That's Alex Zekas, Josh Heege, Travis Fleming, Kenneth Jones in the 021 is trying to insert his name into the drawing. What a great night it would be for Kenneth Jones if he could put together a strong finish. Alex Zekas wants that IndyCar win, though. We talked to him in the past. That's exactly what he's here to do. In the special stage IndyCar series, he wants to win races. He doesn't want to participate. He wants to take over, and that's going to be contact with him and Travis Fleming as they're going through the start-finish line. Starting lap number 16, only 13 minutes left. We're not even halfway through the race yet, and we're already getting wheel-banging battles for P3. Alex Zekas trying to work his way back up. That's momentum lost for sure. But he's still got a world of time. Travis Fleming with a very, very quick 25.50 lap. That's going to be the fastest lap of all of the drivers that lap. Fastest lap overall goes to Philip Scott in the 990 with a 25.09. Gary Clark Jr.'s had a little bit of a moment. We'll go back and take a look at that. See Gary Clark Jr. here in the number 8, and he just, he's gonna... It's a dangerous game toting that white line because something like that can happen very, very easily. Unfortunately for Gary Clark, that is going to more than likely be his heat race number 1 done and dusted. He'll have to get back out there in heat race number 2 and try something different. But the JMR driver of Alex Zekas with the Red Bull helmet, he is trying to fly his way to the top spot here. James Watson wants no part of that and would rather climb the grid himself in that number 39. He's looking to square a move away on Alex Zekas. He's going to look to the outside. Really the only way to get it done when Alex Zekas is strapped to the bottom. He's making it tough for him. Coming down the back straight. This is ideally where you would like to set up a move here at Iowa, but there's just going to be no dice here. Poor James Watson. He can't get anything to fall. He'll have to wait for Alex Zekas to make some sort of a mistake. But the way Alex Zekas is driving right now, that defense is ironclad. He's getting a good run here out of the straights, but that dirty air in the corner is killing him. And he's going to duck to the outside here as well, just trying to make Alex Zekas get off of his line. It's like when the offense is sitting there with no intention of snapping the ball. They just want to make the defense jump off sides. That's exactly what James Watson is doing here. He has no intention on passing Alex Zekas around the outside, but he wants to make Zekas think that he will. So therefore, he compromises his own racing line. James Watson sneaks in. However, the 49 of Alex Zekas is doing an incredible job of making sure that he is not fooled. He is not folded. Meanwhile, behind, Philip Scott trying to get an overtake on Josh Higgy done from around the outside. It's looking really good, but can he keep that momentum up through all of these corners? Philip Scott is driving this IndyCar right now. In the 990, he's weaving his way through the traffic. He's now going to look to the outside on Alex Zekas. James Watson got around Alex Zekas. That's something we didn't see. We'll have to go back and take a look, but Philip Scott is still here. He is still making this run on the top side of the track. He's going way high, up where the angels sing, right next to the wall in that third lane, and he is making it work. The entire grid right now is so close to each other. Alex Zekas trying to get his spot back on James Watson. James Watson, however, has a pretty good line coming through the middle here. They're going to go head-to-head, wheel-to-wheel, Alex Zekas, James Watson. So after giving up the position to James Watson, we're still not sure how that actually happened. There's been so much action here going on track. James Watson, however, is going to either give it back up or he made a similar mistake, and now we are right around the same situation we were in before. James Watson stuck on the outside. He's going to have to choose whether he wants to commit and really get around on this outside, or he's going to have to stick his nose back in right behind Alex Zekas. All the while, Matt Schlosser is leading the pack. He's led every single lap this race. They are on their 28th lap. With about 8 minutes left to go, they'll run around 40 of these laps, I would imagine. As Alex Zekas is firmly behind Matt Schlosser, James Watson has once again been shut out of this two-car drafting duo of Matt Schlosser and Alex Zekas. James Watson, however, is getting a good run around the outside. He is playing the mind game pretty well to Alex Zekas. You can tell Alex Zekas not as firmly on his line, not as stable, not as consistent at setting this IndyCar in the corners at these high speeds. It's almost like he's looking over his shoulder at what James Watson is going to do. And as we see the IndyCars fly by here, James Watson is still making his case. The tires are getting cooked up there, but he is still somehow managing to keep up and actually really outpace Alex Zekas right now. But how long will that be able to pay off? That question will be answered very soon, but right now they're getting very racy there for that P2 position. James Watson, they're 3 wide behind. Philip Scott is looking to make another move. We'll go on board with the 990 driver of Philip Scott. Very, very interesting to see how Philip Scott is able to keep that pace up, all the while taking that higher line, that third lane line. It's getting a little dicey between P3, 4, and 5 here. That's Watson, that's Heege, that's Jones. Alex Zekas now failing to keep the pace up with James Watson. James Watson is not going to have the benefit. He is not going to have the benefit of the draft, and I thought I heard something weird in the engines there, but I think I was mistaken. All these cars sound fine so far. It might have been something going on in the pits. But James Watson in the 39 IndyCar here has got to be the MVP of the session so far as we do a little on-board looking here. The wheel movements are just so precise. He's not overturning the wheel whatsoever. He's doing exactly what he needs to do to be able to run this second line, this line that introduces higher tire degradation. He's doing what he can to be as fast and as efficient as possible while being on that suboptimal racing line. Matt Schlosser, however, is doing a very good job of not making a mistake here. He has led every single lap here so far. 4 minutes left to go. And it will be very interesting not only to see how this race will end, but how heat race number 2 will actually start up, because these top guys are so quick. It's going to be really fun watching them get through the grid. As Matt Schlosser is still leading this race. The 021 of Kenneth Jones, though, he has been a very pleasant surprise here in this race. He is up 6 spots into P4. Well, they're shuffling P4 like crazy. And there's a big gap. Kenneth Jones is slow. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. We're going to go back and take a look at it. We're going to get up in our Nexus Racing blimp here and see exactly what happened. Oh, there was big contact. That's Kenneth Jones. I think that was also Kevin Fletcher. Philip Scott as well. Yeah, Philip Scott's in a wobbly vehicle. Look at that. Giving the infield a little bit of a haircut. And yeah, unfortunately, that's going to leave us with 5 cars here that really have a running, and Nie Camargo is unfortunately going to be behind the pace. I don't think he's going to have the benefit of the draft. So in reality, I believe this might just be a 3-car race here with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. I take it back. Josh Heege starting to reel him in. Nie Camargo as well. So I believe we will have a 5-car shootout here. Final 2-minute warning. Going to be very fun to see how this one boils out. We've got about 6 laps to go, probably, possibly 7. As Matt Schlosser and James Watson are starting to pull ahead of the field. But in these Indy cars, the draft, the momentum, the runs are so powerful that it almost doesn't even matter. They're just right back up there in it. And James Watson is just voluntarily letting that bottom line go. He was tucked in behind the boss man, Matt Schlosser. And as soon as Alex Zekas got up to bat, he gave the position up. You've got to wonder, is James Watson just more comfortable in the second line? Does his car have the better ability? Now he's going to squeeze down into the bottom. No, he's not. He's just going to do just enough to keep Alex Zekas away for now. So very interesting. As I deeply apologize, I hit a wrong button. That's going to be amateur production right there. I apologize. 40 seconds left to go. I can only assume It is going to be 2 laps to go. I don't see Barney waving the white flag yet. I believe last lap might be next lap. As here we go, Matt Schlosser, James Watson, Alex Zekas, all 3 in the running. What is going to happen here? Rounds turn 3 and 4. They're coming to the start-finish line. And Matt Schlosser is slow. I'm not entirely sure. I think we're still racing. Yeah, I believe we're still racing. I believe this is going to be the final lap. And as we come across the line, that got really, really close for just a second. James Watson, in a very confusing last lap here at Iowa, Matt Schlosser pulls off the track at the waving of the white flag. That had me thinking it was over. And then I checked to make sure, and it was not over. And here they go across the line. Nie Camargo almost with the heist of a century. But he is going to end up P3. What a performance from those 3. James Watson's going to get his win here at Iowa. Wow, what a finish to that race. So as we head into a 3-minute warm-up, we're going to go to commercial break. When we come back, the special stage INDYCAR series heats up for another 20-minute heat race. It will be our main event. It will be the last of the night. Don't miss it. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
There might be some rain coming through. We expect rain soon. Rain is close. The session has been declared wet. No sign of this rain stopping. clearing up. Rain should be gone for now. Nothing but sunshine all day.
Well, if you thought that first heat race was crazy, this one might get even crazier. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just now tuning in, it is the special stage INDYCAR series here. It is a Friday night, and what a time to be alive. We came back from the commercial break a little quick, so we'll show you the starting grid here for tonight. P1 going to be Steven Thompson. P2, Victor Aldrich. Row number 2 is going to be John Healy and Gary Clark Jr. Row number 3 is going to be Kevin Fletcher with Kenneth Jones. Row 4 will see Philip Scott, and on his outside, Travis Fleming. Row number 5 is going to be the boss man, Matt Schlosser, with Josh Heege, P10, Nie Camargo, and Alex Zekas, the 2 foreign drivers. On the grid, share row number 6 with James Watson, your Heat Race 1 winner, being in dead last. Now we'll see Steven Thompson has the button. It's an action-packed hour here at the special stage, and we are green once again here at Kansas. And for some reason in my head, I believe I might have called this track Iowa earlier in the broadcast. That's just crossing my mind right now. If I did, I apologize. Steven Thompson leading the grid here. We've got 20 minutes. The drivers will run. I can't remember how many laps they ran in the first heat. We've already got someone out in the grass. I believe that might be Alex Zekas. Yes, it is Alex Zekas. After one heck of a performance in heat race number 1, his chances have just dropped dramatically here for heat race number 2. And we'll go take a look at it, of course. Coming out of turn number 4 here. Onto the front straight. He just got a little wobbly. Could not save it in time. So Alex Zekas with just a little minor mistake, and it's going to cost him everything. As Philip Scott is sitting in P5. James Watson is already up to P3. He is feeling it in these Indy cars, and it is showing. James Watson, can he complete the double? He definitely has the pace to do it. Will he have the luck to do it? We will see. He's going to nose off down on the inside. He is right behind Steven Thompson. Matt Schlosser, who was a solid force in heat race number 1. He pulled off of the track in heat race number 1. Oh, Travis Fleming, I apologize. Going to be getting in the wall. That's the ESGI Motorsports driver, number 26. He is going to be getting into the wall, coming out of turn number 2. Never what you want to see, especially this early on in the race. Kenneth Jones taking that James Watson role from last race. He's in that second lane, trying to make some sort of speed, grip, something happen. And James Watson will be your leader, up 12 spots. He was dead last. He already leads this race inside of 7 laps. Will this be the night of Watson? It's looking like there is a very, very good chance. Victor Aldrich, he had a rough go of it in heat race number 1. Had the unfortunate occurrence got collected on a wheel hop with, I believe, Gary Clark Jr. So he had a very, very untimely demise. Did not get to do much more than what he has done now. So it's weird to say, but uncharted territories here for the Team Watson racing driver. He's also got Philip Scott, who hasn't... He's been very, very loud in his moves and his overtaking, but the results have been very, very quiet. He gets these very good runs. He's almost up to the front, and then it just dies off, and he's nowhere to be seen for 10, 15 laps, so hopefully that is not the case. Hopefully he can get a little bit more of a consistent pace down. I'd love to see Philip Scott challenging for a podium here tonight. Matt Schlosser right behind him with Nie Camargo right behind him. Camargo, the Brazilian driver, has had a good night. He got himself a podium in heat race number 1. We'll see what he can do here in heat race number 2. Matt Schlosser, the Interstellar SRV driver, the commish, the boss man. He has found his way up to this top 5, and it's looking like he might be having a very good go of it. He's got a good run to the 98 of Victor Aldrich. Victor Aldrich also a driver of multiple series here inside of the special stage. So him and Schlosser no doubt have a little bit of chemistry. They know how each other race. And I believe that's Kenneth Jones in the Valvoline 021. Yes, it is. He had a little bit of a moment coming into turn 1 and 2, so that's going to be a lot of pace loss for him. That's another spot that Matt Schlosser gets to make up. Top 2 now going to be Watson and Aldrich. Matt Schlosser, however, has closed the gap. He is right behind. So will we see Matt Schlosser take the win away here in heat race number 2? He had it in heat race 1. I'm still not entirely sure what happened with him, why he pulled off of the track. But I'm sure either he had his reason or something happened that wasn't supposed to happen. That's really all that I can think. I'm not entirely sure. He's looking to get revenge here, though, in heat race number 2. Kenneth Jones, after the mishap, going into turn 1, he is back up into P3, trying to take a second lane approach now here. He is blocking the 990 of Philip Scott, who, like I said earlier, has these runs of greatness, but cannot really convert them into real overtakes for real grid advantage. But now here he goes, left side of your screen, down the top side of the track where the banking is going to be the highest. Through turn 4, we're coming back across the start-finish line. We're starting lap number 16 here. 13 minutes left. We'll see what these drivers of the special stage can do. I'm sure it's going to be something great, as now we see Philip Scott going to that third lane again. This time he is challenging for the lead. He's not going to have near enough momentum to get it done, though. He's going to bobble on the exit. He is going to go to the third lane again, but unfortunately, I just think that means that's a position for the 045 of Kevin Fletcher. A guy we have not seen towards the front very much here in that Kubota 045. I like that. A little Kubota, man. You know he gets work done around the house. Kevin Fletcher in P4, trailing Victor Aldrich, who's had a very quiet but very productive heat race number 2 here. He has sat on the inside of whoever is leading for how many ever laps, 17, 18 laps they've done now here, and he is just managing to stay in this prime opportunistic spot of second row inside. Meanwhile, they are 3 wide for P3. It goes 2 by 3. as we head into turn number 1. That's a beautiful shot. Shout out Track Cams 22 for all the car and track cameras you see here tonight, and what a beauty this one is. You saw the 2x3 coming out of turns 1 and 2. Now 3 and 4 are in the shelf. They are put away, and these guys are still battling. The by 3 has kind of folded. It is now a 2x2. And these second row drivers are sticking to the guys up front. It's very, very close. Victor Aldrich actually getting out-drafted by the 05 Kubota INDYCAR of Kevin Fletcher. It looks like that top sign having a little bit more of an advantageous run. Here comes Philip Scott again. Gonna try to make that third line work. Who's to say if it will? But the guy in charge, Matt Schlosser in the 400, he's got the best view of all this action that's happening. We're going to go on board with the 400 IndyCar of the boss man, Matt Schlosser. And unfortunately, for the likes of Matt Schlosser, he had to kill his run there on the back straight when the top guys started to have a little bit of a fumble. The checkup, he had to lower his speed. He was preparing for a real big run. Speaking of big run, the Big K IndyCar of Philip Scott in that 990. He had a very good turn 1 and 2 last lap. It led to a very, very deep run in that third lane into 3 and 4. We'll see what happens here. It looks like history might repeat itself. He had to scrub a little bit of speed there. He's going to send it regardless. Not going to get exactly what he's looking for. But James Watson is loving all this battling. They go back to a 2x3 here. Philip Scott always going to be in that third lane. That's where he likes to race the most. 2x3 here. It goes Watson, Jones, Aldrich, and then Fletcher. Across the rows, down the columns, and around Kansas Speedway, my personal favorite oval on the iRacing official service, especially when it's NASCAR. I haven't raced IndyCar around here too much. It's definitely fun. As Matt Schlosser now going to take over that third lane role from Philip Scott. They almost switch positions here as to say, well, you couldn't get it done. Let's see if I can get it done. Feel free to follow me if you want. However, Philip Scott is going to stay in that prime position there right behind the 98 of Victor Aldrich. Matt Schlosser not making as good of a run at it as Philip Scott did. The 045 Kubota, Kevin Fletcher going to squeeze the boss man off there a little bit. Going to make him take a compromised line, but more importantly, has slowed down his own speed. So now that second lane is a little bit lackluster. They've shown a little bit of cracks in the armor. And now the Kubota 045, he's going to go down into the inside. That leaves the Valvoline 0-2-1 of Kenneth Jones in a spot of vulnerability. Matt Schlosser is going to pick it up, but only just for a second. He's going to try to slingshot around the 0-2-1 as he goes into that third lane. Here comes Philip Scott. He's going to maybe try to create a fourth lane. He's going to get as close to that wall as possible. Matt Schlosser with a good run into that third lane. He's not going to get anything to go. Victor Aldrich is somehow staying on the rear of James Watson as James Watson is storming these fast lap times. He is in front. He has no one to draft, but he's got the clean air. You see, on board with him, it's easy work for him. It's light work. As we're just a hair above 6 minutes to go here, they're 3 wide for the lead. James Watson still tucking to that outside line. And there's been a bit of contact. I believe Philip Scott and Victor Aldrich have both crashed. So in the time that we went on board, something happened. We've now got a 4-car race. I'm losing my voice. You can hear it actively going as I'm trying to get all of this action covered. This is all inside of 1 hour, folks. The special stage is where you go for instant impact. And for instant entertainment, the 2x2 has reformed. We have to go back and take a look at what happened. So here is Philip Scott coming out of turn number 4. The Kubota is going to netcode into Victor Aldrich. And as a result, Philip Scott is collected. However, Matt Schlosser goes under it like it's a James Bond movie. Meanwhile, back up towards the front, it's the same scenario as heat race number 1. We've got 5 cars with a real shot at winning. And who is there to pick up the scraps again? It's the 59 Brazilian of Nie Camargo. He put himself in this spot last race, and it led to a last lap overtake with a podium finish. He knows how to check these guys out. He knows how to get things done, and he definitely knows when a big wreck is about to happen. He steers clear and survives. That's the name of the game. It's not how many cars you overtake. It's where you finish. And Kenneth Jones, for now, is the one that's going to finish in front. He got ahead of James Watson. So the Valvoline 0-2-1 is going to be your top guy for now. Who's to say if that changes? Matt Schlosser definitely looking to try to change this narrative here. Change the outcome of this race. Watson goes high. Schlosser goes low. Watson trying to defend from Matt Schlosser. It's going to push him up into that third lane. Advantage goes to Kenneth Jones, however, because in that 0-2-1, he is ignoring all of this that's happening. And that allows Nie Camargo to get here in P3. He's in the 59. He's got as good of a chance as anyone here. And now James Watson, or no, not James Watson, I apologize. Kenneth Jones is going to have the exact same problem again. Kenneth Jones, I believe, was the driver that in heat race number 1 had a little bit of a bobble going into turn 1 and 2. He had his car set too low, and I think it happened again. So James Watson and Matt Schlosser are here at the top again. Matt Schlosser about half a car length ahead of James Watson, but he is on that second lane. He's on that higher side, so it's going to be a difficult time to get around the outside of James Watson. James Watson, mind you, going for a last to first challenge here. He won heat race number 1. He started dead last of heat race number 2. Here he is in the front. He's challenging for a win, but the boss man is not going to let it go so easily. He's going to come around the outside of Watson again. It's not going to work. Kenneth Jones is back into the fray, however, on that second lane. I had to apologize. I had to get a drink of water for that. This one has been chaotic. as all can be. James Watson in the 39, trying his best to get around Kansas Speedway, the fastest of these drivers. And with 2 minutes left, I haven't got a chance to say it, so I'm going to say it now. Big shout out to Apex Sim Racing. They sell all sorts of sim racing accessories, whether it be wheel rims, wheels, pedals, chassis, monitors, whatever you may need to make the most immersive sim rig experience. They have got you covered. Use code RacerNexus for 5% off at checkout. And shout out to TrackCams for Gourmets. That's trackcams22.com. They provide all the car and track cameras you see here and across all of our broadcasts here at the Racer Nexus Broadcasting Network. Now back to the race. Kenneth Jones trying to make his way around the outside of James Watson. 1 minute remaining here at Kansas. James Watson, Kenneth Jones, Stephen Thompson, who's had a very quiet night here tonight, has snuck his way up into a podium spot. He started on pole, but he's been all over the grid. Nie Camargo also trying to get up there, trying to get as much of a run as he can. It's going to be a wild ride. I'm sure the white flag will fly next time by. It's wheel to wheel. Here comes Schlosser on the top side as well. Around turn number 4. Here we go. Is it the checkered? Is it the white? It's going to be the white flag. This is your final lap of the evening. James Watson out in front, Kenneth Jones behind. Down the back straight we go into turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be 3 wide for P3. Nie Camargo's calling his shot, and he gets into Stephen Thompson. It's going to be James Watson, Matt Schlosser, Stephen Thompson injured. That car is totaled as it comes across the line in P3. Nie Camargo is going to finish P4. And we got to go back and take a look at just how that happened here. Nie Camargo with the run of a lifetime, but can't get his car sat down low enough. And he's going to get into the 0-2-1 of Kenneth Jones. And they're all going to go flying past the start-finish line. Stephen Thompson sliding as, wow, Nie Camargo with an insane crash. What a finish. What a race. What 2 races we got to see here tonight. We got the heat race number 1. That came down to a very, very close finish. It saw Nie Camargo get his first podium finish here in the special stage. Heat race number 2 was the James Watson show. No denying that. It was his night here tonight. And we're going to pull the boss man, Matt Schlosser, into the booth, the number 400 INDYCAR driver. Matt, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. I hope everything's good with you weather-wise. I'm not entirely sure where you're from. I don't know if the snow or ice is going to impact you, but I hope you're safe from that. However, this race here tonight, I've got a question, and what I want to open up the interview with is, it seemed like in heat race number 1, you kind of just pulled off on the last lap. Was there a reason to it?
Yeah, I ran out of fuel. I was out front leading, using a ton of the hybrid boost, and got a little too greedy with the fuel consumption and basically with it being a timed race, it came down to needing to cross the line with a certain number of seconds left. I was about 10 seconds away from making it. And I could have backed out and conserved fuel, but the lead was so hard to get. I was like, I'd rather lose it on fuel than lose it by forfeiting the lead and not getting it back and finishing wherever. And I still got a 5th place finish because, there was a lot of guys who got caught in wrecks. So it was a bummer, but I had to go for it.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, you did very good in the second heat as well. It was a very strong night for you. Now heading across to Okayama next week, how do you think you're going to fare in that number 400 IndyCar going around Okayama?
I'm excited. I like that track a lot. It's a fun one for me, so I hope to do pretty well there. Hopefully can have a similar type of run that I had at Road America. So yeah, looking forward to that one. Should be fun.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a blast to watch it next week. We're going to let you get out of here, but before we do, is there anybody you want to thank for the performance here tonight?
Yeah, thanks to everybody who came out and raced tonight. Really fun racing, really intense, high speed, intense stuff. The kind of stuff you can't do in real life without bad things happening. So it's always fun when you can do some really intense racing on the sim at high speed like that. And shout out to James Watson on the sweep. Congrats to everybody, and thanks to you for the broadcast. And yeah, to answer your question, the snow's coming. I'm in on the East Coast in Maryland, so we're going to get hit with some snow, but shouldn't be too bad. Hopefully it's not a big issue, and hopefully you're not getting too much of it where you are. So yeah, if you're getting hit with the snow too, stay warm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Will do. Very kind words, very wise words from your commish, the boss man, Matt Schlosser. We'll let you get out of here. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you.
And now coming into the booth is going to be our first time podium finisher here in the special stage IndyCar series, Nie Camargo, the Brazilian driver. Nie, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
So it was a very fun night for you, I'm sure. You got to sit back there and witness all those battles, and you took advantage after advantage. What did it feel like on heat race number 1 and coming across there getting a podium?
Yeah, it was really great race. I was doing just that. I was just waiting to see at the end. I was hoping to get a good position by the end, because this pack races is always goes like that. Some people just can't wait and just kind of end their races before they need to. So I just was waiting for the right time. I almost got James at the end. Too bad I didn't get the run I wanted. I just touched the grass.
Yeah, that is true. You're heading to Okayama next week, all the way over on the other side of the virtual world. Is it a track you like, or is it something that, you just got to kind of see how it happens?
I like that track. Especially in iRacing, you just kind of end racing there a lot of times. So you get used to that, and I just like the track.
Yeah, Okayama, it's classic in the world of iRacing. It's a very fun track as well. But before we let you get out of here, any shout-outs you want to get, anybody you want to thank here for the performance tonight?
Just the guys on TWR and you guys here in the booth making the show fun to watch.
Well, I appreciate the kind words. Your P3 finisher from heat race number 1, the Brazilian driver number 59, Nie Camargo. And now we save the best for last, obviously. Get the brooms out. It's a sweep for the 39 camp. James Watson, how you feeling?
Hell of a lot better than last week, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, you got it done here. It was in very convincing fashion, might I add. Is this something you kind of calculated? Were you looking forward to Kansas, or did it just kind of unfold that way?
And it really just unfolded that way. I wasn't quite looking forward to this one because I knew that it was going to be pack racy and stressful. And I knew that getting out in front was going to be difficult because the way these cars are they're so fast that the the inside is just such a huge advantage. Like it's almost impossible to put together enough of a run to make a pass on the outside and clear down onto the inside like a stock car. It's almost unheard of with this car in most ovals like this. It's a little, it's more possible like Michigan or Fontana, but the mile and a half, it's not that likely. So you kind of have to hope for a lot of luck to go your way, like in the first race with Matt running out of fuel, and then I was just able to time my run and get Steven there towards the beginning of the second race, and then when Kenneth hit in the apron when he got by me, because I made the mistake of probably trying to recharge the battery a little too much too early, and it slowed up the car enough to where Kenneth was able to clear me, and I'm like, oh my god, I just threw this one away again.
Yeah, well, you didn't throw it away. You actually did the opposite. You locked it down. And speaking of that, is tonight going to be your kind of introduction into the championship scene with a dominating performance like this tonight? Do you think you can contend for a title?
Uh, yeah, hopefully. There's still a lot of tough races left on the schedule. Like I'm not the best road racer. That's why I was so gutted about last week was, I had a great opportunity to get the win on a road course and ended up throwing it away. And so I'm like, I don't know if that's gonna happen again. And then iRacing Super Speedway, that's going to be an absolute crapshoot of crapshoot. So I absolutely no idea what's going to happen with that. So trying to pile up as many points as I can is huge. The sweep is huge. So hopefully I can get some good results there, but yeah, I really have no idea what's going to happen with those races.
Well, that is a bridge you can cross when you get there. For now, you got the sweep. And before we let you go and you go off and celebrate here tonight before the ice and snowstorm hits most of the Mid-South and Southeast, is there anybody you want to thank here for the performance tonight?
Yeah, I gotta thank everyone at Team Watson Racing Setups. Use code Wattsman39 for 10% off checkout. National Racing Network, Inside Lane Productions, Icon Sim Racing Apparel, Track Racer. My folks for watching at home. One of our cats passed away yesterday, so this was a nice little nice little morale boost for all of us. This one's for you, Janie. Missed you, girl. And also got to thank Megan, of course, for watching as well. And yeah.
Well, I am sorry for your loss, but I am glad you were able to get the sweep here tonight. I'm going to let you get out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, your sweep double winner here tonight, James Watson.
Thanks.
And that is going to do it for us here tonight here at Kansas. It was a very, very good night for racing overall. I think everybody would agree with that. Here are your results from feature number 1, or heat race number 1. I apologize. James Watson, Alex Sekas, Camargo, Heege, Schlosser, Fleming, Scott, Jones, Fletcher, Clark, Healy, Aldrich, and Thompson. And then coming in, your heat race number 2 results. Watson, Schlosser, Thompson, Camargo, Jones, Fleming, Scott, Aldrich, Fletcher, Zekas, Healy, Clark, and Heege. So an unfortunate night for the likes of Josh Heege, Alex Zekas, but a very good night for the likes of James Watson, Matt Schlosser, Nie Camargo as well, coming home with a P3 and P4. That's going to be big, big, big for the championship. I don't know about you guys, but it's time to get warm. I'm going to depart here. As always, Mac Nelson, you have watched a special stage iRacing League race. They've got Sim Series all over the week. Monday nights, you can catch their street stock. Thursday, FIA Cross Cars with the boss, Rob Campbell. Fridays, well, you're here. It's INDYCAR. Sundays are the GT4s. That is the next time we will meet for the special stage, the GT4s. It's going to be a fun one, but I've got to get out of here for now. I've got to prep for the ice storm / snowstorm / whatever it may be. I hope you guys stay safe. I hope you guys find shelter if you do happen to be displaced during this event. Big shout out to Apex Sim Racing. Use code RacerNexus for 5% off. Shout out to TrackCams22.com for all the car and track cameras you see here tonight. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. We'll see you in the next one.